if you give the world half a chance, it'll turn to shite. We knew this thousands of years ago, but Shehan tells me there's a fancy new law about it. Kind of like if you have a basic cracker and you're okay with it, but put some fucking nasty fish eggs on top and call it caviar, now it's fancy. Anyways, the fancy law is the second law of thermodynamics, which states that if you have an isolated system, then entropy will increase and, God damn it, let's just say things turn to shite and be done with it, alright? Call it the first law of Owen. Except, you can clean up the shite if you have the heart and mind for it. Call that the second law of Owen. ArchDruid Owen O'Canady from the Iron Druid Chronicles by Kevin Hearne. Welcome to the Purple Positivity Podcast for October the 8th, 2018. I am your host, the amazingly adorable Rebecca Thistle, podcasting to you live-ish from my new used desk, that's not really quite that new, in my apartment, which I call Jeffrey Thistlework. Yes! I don't know how much longer I'm going to call this my new used desk, but I think probably for a long time because I like the way it sounds. Because I got this back in God's Below, in June. So it's not quite as new to me as it was back in June. But I like the sound of new used. I'm just weird like that. So, the quote that I probably totally fucked up at the beginning of this. First of all, you have to imagine that in a gruff Irish accent. Because Owen Kennedy, or as he was known in the olden days, Owen O'Canady. Owen Kennedy, the best description of this character from the Iron Druid Chronicles is he put the tank in cantankerous. He is... I love him. I love him. I really do. But that passage basically sums up my entire philosophical positivity, philosophy of positivity. I don't know. You choose the terminology, but that basically sums up the way I feel about when I talk about being positive. To me, that's what this podcast is about. It's not necessarily about, everything is hunky-dory and rose-colored glasses and, stuff like that. If you give the world half a chance, it'll turn to shite, man. But I'm not good at Irish accents. But yeah, if you ever get the chance, partially because it's really influences this podcast a lot more than a lot of people know, but mostly because it's a fucking amazing series. Go read the Iron Druid Chronicles. It's a really good book series that makes you stop and think about a lot of things. And but that I think is my ultimate favorite passage that didn't involve bacon. Let me just make that clear. There's a diatribe that the real star of the show, I'm just saying, Oberon, the Irish Wolfhound, there's a diatribe that he goes on about with bacon lattes. It's just hilarious. I think it's in Hammered, actually. But this quote that I started the show with is my favorite of all, and it actually doesn't come until the last book, which is called Scourged. But that sums it up. I was talking about this with all caps someone a couple of months ago. Is, the fact of the matter is, in life, shit's gonna hit the fan. Period. And being positive doesn't mean looking at, shit hitting the fan and going, oh, everything's fine. Or pretending like you're not smelling a bunch of bullshit, you're smelling roses. No, it's not about deluding yourself. Shit hit the fan, it's fucking everywhere. But it's about going, shit hit the fan, I know why it hit the fan, let me see if I can prevent it from happening again, but in the meantime, let me find where all the rest of it landed so that I can clean it the fuck up. It's not about covering it up with rugs or paintings or whatever. It's about getting your bleach and your gloves and your scrubby brushes and God only knows what else and cleaning that up, but knowing that you can get it done, knowing it's going to be hard, it's going to be tedious, and you're going to get upset, but you're going to fucking do it. That's being positive. That's what it means to be positive. It's not about it's not about like looking at everything and going, oh, hey, it's hunky-dory. It's about saying, no, you know what? It sucks. But I'm going to get out of this. I don't know how, and I don't know when. I just know that. Because if you've got the heart and mind for it, you can clean it up. Second law of Owen. And, I reference him a lot on this show. I sort of did a reset on this, so you haven't heard it quite as much, but I will be referencing him a lot. Christopher Titus. I absolutely adore Christopher Titus. He is one of the most hilarious comedians I have ever seen. He has this wickedly dark, twisted sense of humor, and I'm not going to say he's for everybody, but the reason that I love watching / listening to his shows is because it's dark. It's depressing. It's hilariously dark and depressing. But, he points out where all the shit landed after it hit the fan. But at the end of the show, I always walk away from it with a sense of hope. With a sense of, we can get this, we can fix this, yes we can, sort of thing. I'm not getting political, so nobody jump down my throat about that. That's more of a Bob the Builder reference than an Obama reference, actually. Like in my head. It's a single mom for the win, right? Can we fix it? Yes, we can, I love that. But that's what it means to be positive in a practical way. Positivity isn't about being delusional. And the funny thing is some people seem to equate positivity with you're always happy and you're always content. No, it's not about that. It's about the laws of Owen. Give the world half a chance and it'll turn to shite. But if you've got the heart and mind, you can clean up the shite. It's the 2 laws of Owen. That's positivity. But on the flip side of that, you have cynicism. And to me, cynicism is just as delusional. It was, oh, shit hit the fan. Nobody can clean it up. Period. End of story. we're just all covered in shit, and it's shitty. It's like that episode. It was a two-parter that they did on South Park, where like everything Stan saw was shit. Everything he saw was shit. Everything he heard was shit. And it's like, yeah, he goes to the doctor, and the doctor's like, yeah, you are officially a cynical asshole. But that's just as delusional as the people who pretend like the shit isn't there. Pretend like everything's hunky-dory. No, things aren't. You're gonna get frustrated. I was talking to All Caps someone Saturday night, actually, and I've been spending a lot of time pretending like everything's okay. Everything's not okay in my life. And it's not necessarily that I like lie to him and say, oh no, everything's fine. That I tend to just be like, things are shitty, but I don't really want to talk about it, sort of thing. But it finally culminated in Saturday. I just broke down in tears, and I said, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. Like, I mean, okay, let me clarify, because I think my mom listens to this show. I'm fine. Like, my basic needs are all being met. I still have my job. Pays pretty shitty, but I can't really talk about all my complaints with that job. I have food in my house. Not a lot, but I have it. Overall, I'm pretty healthy. Some minor issues. I've got food. I've got a roof over my head. I've got clothes on my back. I've got my basic needs met. It's the things that I want for the future, that I feel like I'm chasing a carrot on a stick. And the closer I get to that carrot, the further it seems to get away from me. And I broke down, and I was talking to All Caps someone about it, and he said, look, calm down. Stop. Just stop. You're gonna figure it out. You don't have to figure it out immediately this moment. The answers are going to come to you. But they're not going to come to you if you keep panicking over where you're going to find them. And I mean, that's not a direct quote, but that's basically what he was saying. And it was really funny because right when he said that, I heard a rumble of thunder. And I went, aha! My sky god, Perun, Slavic sky god that nobody worships anymore, to my knowledge, Perun, telling me, hey, listen up, bitch. So I don't really think he calls me that. But that's what he's telling me. In the meantime, I've got a lot of shit to clean up. I think I need to make me a list. But if I just say, if I get hopeless and I say, I can't fix this, it ain't gonna get fixed. I just gotta be patient. And just little bit by little bit. My therapist calls it eating an elephant. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And you know what? I'm gonna feel hopeless. I'm gonna get down. I'm human. That's what it means to be human. You feel things. At the same time, I have to believe that every little bit I work towards is going to put me closer to where I want to be. That's what it means to be positive. It's not to say that